That's right, it's me, Scryptar. How you doing, folks? I'm doing great. We're back with another episode of ARK Survival Evolved. And I've just survived the Eurovision Song Contest. How did you do that, Scryptar? How? Well, by not watching. That's how I do it, right? Just don't watch that crap. I mean, seriously. I got more important things to do. And I've done some stuff off camera. Wanna see? Wanna see? There you go. Yeah, how does that look? Well, so far, that was the wrong button. That's the one. So far, everything we've done has been purely functional, and aesthetics really took a backseat to everything we've done. But it's symmetrical. That's step number one in aesthetics, at least for me. You know, the typical OCD stuff, you have to have it symmetrical and all of that. And, of course, there is room for a little home improvement everywhere, and a nice, decent paint job. These are my colors, you know, black, red, white, as you can see from my logo, which I put on the flags. And a little room for improvement is everywhere, and this design is specifically built so that you can do whatever you like to it. I mean, I put windows there, and you can have, I don't know, you can put paintings there, and there's a lot of stuff you can download on arktemplates.com and whatnot. I mean, there's a couple of sites out there where you can basically download paintings that fit a 4x4 painting arrangement or whatever you like. I mean, there's paintings of Deadpool if you wish, or of anime characters and whatnot. So, in my original design of this base, I wanted to have the trophies on trophy stands here. So, first of all, they give off light. Light is always good. Saves on electricity. And second of all, it looks good. And if you do this on PvP, you want to show off, right? You want to show that you've been there, you've been down in those caves, you've gotten those artifacts. That shows that your tribe, even if it's just one person, has the strength to do that. And if you have the strength to solo those caves, well, by all means, show those guys who would like to raid you. And if you do PvE, it looks good. That's all you need to know, right? Unfortunately, you can't paint the vaults, not yet. I hope they change that in the future, because that would look really, really awesome. I mean, you can paint the industrial forge, and that looks great. We will do that once this is standing over there. It's nothing there yet. It's an empty spot. But this looks great. You have your red landing, loading area, basically. Then you have the red and white steps upstairs. You have the black area, which is basically the base itself. Those wooden beams are supposed to be white. Well, you know, white painting in ARK is not the best. If I painted them yellow, you would see that. I've hung up some trophies there. That's where I originally put them in my first build of this base. We didn't have those big monkey trophies then. I just had a couple of Rex hats hanging there. You can paint those, as you can see. So I gave them the same color scheme, you know. Red and black and some white in there, and yeah, looks good. You can even paint those monkey hats. Looks funny, really. Anyway, shall we have a look around? It's not the only thing I did. So all our creatures are here by now. I arranged them where they should be, close to the walls where they would drop off their stuff. Up here I put up the torches to have some nice light. Put a little red window in the middle here, painted all the rest black, just to lighten it up a little, you know, break it down. I have red landing areas here for the flyers. This could actually be a little bit bigger, but it's symmetrical this way, so whatever you like. I mean, it's your base, it's your color scheme, right? Same here, symmetrical, just so it looks good. That's the outside. You can see the pillars sticking through. Those pillars have a separate selection for top, so you could have painted that in black if you wanted, and nobody would have seen that, but I quite like it actually. In here is pretty much no colors except for the windows. You can't really help it, because you can only paint the frame and the bolts in there. So if you have the outside black, you have the inside black, otherwise I would have just left them as they were. But you can't have everything, right? What else have I done? I've ripped out the intersection, the intersecting cable in the back there, so we don't have that piece of cable sticking out. See, that's gone. This Jenny is actually snapping to the straight cable that we have lying somewhere here. Did we actually get... No, we don't get it highlighted. Anyway, it's working. I can show you in a second. I put down the power outlets. One is hidden there. One is there. Put up a lamp. I finished the cabling here. There's a power outlet there. It's actually sticking through, which I don't really like that much, but it's really nothing you can do against that. There's one over there as well. You don't really notice from the outside, unless you're really looking at it. I wanted to have it right in that corner here, and, well, the way it snaps, it's outside now. Otherwise, it would have been right here where the cables connect, and then you would have had a cable going from here to that corner where I want to put up some more lights, and that just looks ugly. See, this cable here, basically. If I didn't have that outlet there, you would have seen a cable going through all of this down there, and that looks ugly. This is our secret hidden little room. I put up some chests and a bookshelf, so that's basically my personal storage. What I put in here is the tools when I don't need them. See, I have the colors in here. And all my tools, as you can see, I removed those from my hotbar to be able to craft faster, because I can just put everything I want to place in my hotbar then. I have my fur armor in here and a little bit of the stuffs I brought over from our starter base, as you can see, all the seeds, because I prepared that as well. We're gonna move those into the real storage once we put it up outside. I've prepared a lot of stuff we're going to do today. Yes, we're gonna do all of that. And this is just for funsies. I mean, it fits in here, as you can see. It's a little bit smaller in height, in width, in depth from the big storage box, and as you can see, even this really fits, right? I could have put 3 here if I wanted, by just turning them 90 degrees like that one. I would have had to rip out that wall, so I would have been able to, you know, move backwards here while placing them. I didn't want to do that, because that would have resulted in ripping out half of the floor here as well. If you plan that ahead, you can put it in before you do all the rest. There's no issue there. It fits for me, and I don't really need that much storage, but this makes this tiny room a nice cramped room where you have all your things. I quite like that, because there's storage for everything. I mean, we're going to find drops that have red saddles and red armor and whatnot. We want to put that somewhere in case we need it, in case you want to trade it, in case you want to sell it with somebody else on the server maybe. But you do want to have your own little personal stuff. Now, there is no door in here, as there is no door in here, and I'm not going to put one in, because that just hinders me in building. Of course, on a real server you would want to put a door in there, but then again, this is still open, so usually I would have put walls in here and just, you know, taken them out once I can place the forge. I just left this open because I know there's gonna be a forge and there's nobody attacking me here, because this single player. Just think ahead a little and make your mental notes and be prepared to defend yourselves when you do this on a real server, especially if it's a PvP server. Here it's not necessary, it just hinders the build. It's confusing, because then, oh, there was a wall there and now there's not a wall there, and what did you do, why did you paint that, why did you not paint that? Just not trying to confuse anyone by putting in stuff that we're gonna tear out. So, yeah, I named the refrigerator, so this will be cooked meat and jerky we make in here, of course. And this will be kibble, berries, stews and brews, so your health regeneration potion and your Lazarus chowder and whatever you need. And of course the finished kibble, and the berries you're gonna stow away. So I've already placed berries in here, at least the seeds. So like I said, this will be rock carrot and saveroot and whatnot. Where did that water come from? Don't tell me it's raining in here, because I didn't water those. Well, as long as there's no fertilizer in there, nothing will happen. We have full greenhouse effect. For the greenhouse effect, all you need is a, well, glass ceiling on top, not higher than 2 away. The higher away it gets, the more effect you lose. Don't need anything else, it just needs to be on top. It can be half to the side. So for this one, for example, it's like half under this one, half under this one. If this was a stone ceiling, it would still work, kind of. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, this is all glass, and it's on purpose, as you can see, because we want to do this right. What I've not done yet is put in the, well, watering system, because we don't have the cooker yet. And like I said last episode, we need to have that first, otherwise this is not gonna end well if we have to rip everything out. So, yeah, so right there, there's nothing done here except for that light you can see there, and I've put the flower beds down here, the crop plots. Mental note to myself, this is where the chemistry table is gonna go. This is where the electric cooker is going to go. Industrial cooker, right. And this is where the beer barrel is going to go. Before I put that in, I need to put down the watering system. So I have that empty so far. And that's really the reason why I used that room over there as storage, because this one is already dedicated. That one is not. Give me that, give me that. That's fine for now. And let's start doing stuff. So, first thing we're gonna do is put all of this where it's supposed to be. I mean, we're only gonna use it once, but I don't really want to go back in my inventory all the time to, you know, press use item for each and every single one of them. So, first thing we do is we try to line this up with the ceiling down here. And having two doors here really fits well, right? As you can see, there's just a little bit of space and there's just a little bit of space, and that's perfect. And that's why we're gonna keep it. Gorgeous. There's our fabricator. So, coming in here, lots of room to go around here. The first box that we are gonna put down will be here, so it might be a little tight getting through here. You might run into each other if you have more people working in here, but then again, usually one is downstairs unloading and farming and harvesting, and the other one is running up here crafting and putting into different storages. So it should be fine. We'll see once we put all that down. And over here, for now, it's gonna have our cooking pot. Can I put that somehow, somewhere? Yeah. It's ugly. Ugly and big. Doesn't have to be that big, but yeah, that's what it is. So we can prepare making dyes, making kibble if we want to. Now There's two ways to do this. You can do it this way, or you can do it this way. This way you can fit it closer to the wall. In fact, you can nearly stick it through there. And as you can see, it's still on that ceiling right there. I think that still fits wonderful. If you do it this way, the issue you run into... Let's have a look here. Is that you really need to get far away from the wall. Look, this is just obstructing in this direction. It's not over here. I can have that in the wall if I like quite a bit. Not yet showing, but it's still quite a bit. It's just there, and it just looks weird if this is really the only crafting station you have that's this far away from the wall. So I'm going to place it down like this, just because that's how I originally intended to do it, and, well, it's supposed to take that whole ceiling in width and in depth, so why not just do it this way? And that's where it is. So, number 3, Again, we have a lot of space here. We could put in 2. These are just for gasoline production, that's why I put them up here. So you need hide and oil, and, well, some fuel, spark powder, or whatever you like. You know, hide is here, right? And they are just here. Oil will be on the other side, I think. Yeah, oil should be over there. So you need to run around once, but then again, oil is not that heavy. So you can carry a bunch, no problem. I'm gonna put down 1 for starters. You don't need it that often. I mean, we only have 1 generator here, and I like to keep it that way. The only other things that need oil is the fabricator, or, well, gasoline that is, and the industrial cooker afterwards. So you can craft that up fairly easily, and it doesn't take all that long. But then comes the chemistry bench, and that is actually a little bit bigger. So for the moment, I'm gonna just put down this table. That sounded like a thatch roof. Alright. Weird. And we're gonna put those on here. If I had actually aligned that correctly with that middle beam over there, then we could have just gotten here and said, okay, this is the middle, we're gonna put this here. We didn't. So middle is somewhere there, on the left side of this. A little bit more maybe. So this way. Also these overlap a little bit, so it's really hard to put that down correctly. Come on. There. See, and I can already see that that wasn't the middle by a long shot. Doesn't really matter, it's just temporarily. We are getting there. And yes, this should fit. Looks weird, but hey, it's a breakfast bowl, so don't worry. Anyway, so now you have your main crafting station here. Fully functional. You have your gasoline production. You could put in a second here, no problem. And there's still enough room here. I put these in the middle of that beam. As you see, the real obstruction would be this crop lot, so I could have put that right in that corner here. I just didn't really want it to shine outside that much. It glares pretty much. So if you move that a little over there, you can move the chemistry bench a little over here, you can put a second forge down here, no issue. So what else do we have in store? We've done all these. We've done the crop lots, we just need to put fertilizer in there. And, well, you know, do the watering system. There's a little fertilizer in here. These guys are growing. Not much, as you can see. 8.6, that's the best. I think this guy is, what, 5.6, 6.5? Oh, 6.9 already. Great. Can't really do more than just one mega feces at the moment, which we get from our trusty Rex and from the Grats. So, one each works fine. Last time I played on a multiplayer server, I got these up to like 36 weight. You could do a lot of stuff with those guys. Especially when we get the kibble farm going. Kibble farm means egg farm, means a lot of dinosaurs producing eggs. Once you collect that, these are constantly full and you're putting out fertilizer at an astonishing rate. That's no problem getting fertilizer. Don't even get into compost bins and all that stuff. Not worth it. Those guys are way easier to do. Good. Let's see. What else do we have? Running around aimlessly doesn't really help. We're gonna put down these. Do I need these? No. Not for that. I need those. Because that's the next thing we're gonna do. So these are the normal lampposts. Don't confuse them. These right here are the omnidirectional. You see they look different? This is a spotlight. The one I put there is not. So when you put this down, you want to make sure you put down the right one. Also, by moving, you turn these. Now this is not really easy. Try to get them straight when you have to move around that much. So, this will shine against that wall, but it shouldn't really obstruct the beam itself. Actually, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go as close as I can. Then I'm going to turn it. And I want this like a little bit over there. And that works fine. These cables are not obstructing anything, they're not in the way here. I mean, not that you could fall over them or anything. They just look ugly as hell. Same on the other side. One goes right here. Also, if you move this as close to the wall as you can, as you've just seen, you ensure that when you turn them around, there's not much position where they can fit. Which ensures that they're pretty much straight, because once you crook them a little to the side, they will turn red. Well, this is not as close as it could be, but it's close enough for today. And then you can try to line up the box at the bottom there with the wall. Like that. That should work. Same over here. Gonna have you like this. We just need to switch them on. Speaking of switching them on, guess what? I make gasoline. And these lights are freaking bright. This is shining all the way up over there. So you just need one per side and you're set to go. And they are loud. That's why I don't really like them. Well, the torches are loud as well. It's just this crackling fire noise is way less annoying than this. It stops after a while, that's good. That would be unendurable. Anyway, only loud thing we have is this, and those are close together. That's another one of those things I planned ahead, the loudest stations are close together, so you have only one spot in the house where it's really noisy. And a little bit of these here. Nothing in there yet. Good, that's done. Storage. Well, the storage is also planned. Like I said, we put 5 here, and 3 times 5 on the other side. Where do we want to start? Right here? Why not? If you do this right and you have everything prepared, you just stay in K mode all the time. Once you get this arranged. So, I'm moving as close as I can to the right side here without this clipping. And I try to get this straight. For which I can pretty much use that frame down there, or I can also use these. What are they? Railings. So, more to the right. So, 5 of those. I think we have to place this on the middle between the ceilings and then just a little bit farther out. We're gonna see if this fits once we've put that down. So, which one do we need first? We are on the side with the fabricator. And which means we're gonna have these 2 sets of 5. We're gonna start at the end. This is gonna be a bookshelf, actually. So as you can see now, this is not as wide. I'm just gonna keep it where we are, so we don't need to move left and right, so everything stays in line. It places perfectly. So, let's do that. Bookshelf. Now, 4 storages. If I counted correctly, we should have enough for all of this. Now you're asking yourselves, Scryptar, what's that weird count with the bookshelves and the cases and the boxes and the whatnot? Well, you're gonna see once we start naming them. So this looks a little bit weird, but we're crabbing our way along to the other side. Storage, 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 bookshelf, storage. That's our access code for this side. So, move it as close as we can. A little bit further there, yeah, something like that. So, where do we start? Storage. Bookshelf. Or we're gonna go the other way around. Yeah, we're gonna go the other way around. And the last one. There you go. Done. So these are not obstructing anything. You can walk in here, no problem. It's not really picture perfect, but then again, you can do that on your own and you can make it as perfect as you want. This is perfect enough for me. There's enough room to walk through here. Let's check the other side. No problem. I guess you can fit 2 people in here without colliding, or well, at least without getting stuck. Now, I'm just gonna tell you quickly what these boxes are. If we start naming them now, we need like 5 or 10 minutes. We're not gonna do that. So, this is the fabricator side. On this side, we have... That's a bookshelf, right? Structures. So, every blueprint that contain... Well, that thematic would be structures like stone ceilings, metal ramps, pillars, those fences and railings, and all of that goes in here. All those blueprints. You can go in here and you can craft yourself a folder and say, okay, this is metal. And then you can just put them in there. You have 100, and with all the sloped ceilings added and all that stuff, you will need those 100 if you put all of them in there. It will be quite full, but you can really sort them very good, so you only need one bookshelf for that. So for this one, I then have the actual crafted stuff. This is trophies and artifacts, so we get our Argentavis talons and the Rex claws and all of that goes in here. This one will be glass and electric. That glass, that electric, that includes that, goes in here. This is stone and metal, and this is wood and thatch. So whenever you're looking for, you know, a mock-up building or what, you just go here, take all the wood and thatch stuff, which you don't need for anything else anyway, and there you go. Then this is farming and auxiliary, which means blueprints for crop plots, blueprints for those water pipes we put down here will go in there. Auxiliary basically is all the stuff that you don't count as a structure, that you don't need that often, like these guys. That's auxiliary. I would put in here. This one is the actual auxiliary structures, so if you're looking for a smithy or a forge, those are in here. Farming seeds and rares. Well, the seeds, yeah, you know, those. And the rares are these: flowers, mushrooms, plant species, eggs. Those are in there. So you have those grouped right where the bookshelf for those parts is. Then you have auxiliary. Well, you know, all the other stuff you don't know. Auxiliary was that one. That is farming seeds and rares. So then we have polymer and electricity stuff. Polymer and what's it called? Electronics? Those guys. Those two. They go in there. You could also put in angler gel and stuff like that, because so far I don't have a vault for that thing. I might put it with... not you. See, right? Yeah, pearls, crystal oil, to put angler gel right in there, for example. Yeah, I mean, we have our powder box for spark powder and all of that. Otherwise you could put that in here, but you tend to use a rather large amount, especially cementing paste and gunpowder once you get into weapons crafting, so a vault really is the thing to go to. And this is fuel, just gasoline, the whole bunch of it, so you never run out of it. You just go there, craft it for once, and then when this is full you just need to go over there and put it in, or over here, or the cooker eventually. On the other side, since this is where our crafting takes place, let's start here. This is narcotics. The whole thing. The whole bunch of narcotics. I mean, like I said, this was designed with having this as 30 slots in mind, then we had the update, now it's 45, but hey, it's narcotics, just make it full. For this one, it's ammo and trank ammo, so all your ammo, all your tranks go in there. Currently we only have these two, but you have bullets, shotgun bullets, and all of that. That goes in here. Weapons. The actual weapons that you would use, like the ones I'm having at my hotbar, the pike and the crossbow, pistols, whatever you like, just in there. Next is tools and attachments. So your sickle, your pick, your hatchet, and your laser pointer, your flashlight, all of that goes in here. You get those from drops pretty easily. You should just throw them in here, they have their own box. And of course this is the bookshelf for all of that. So weapons, ammo, attachment and tools. Just craft yourself a folder and put that stuff in here. You might want to restrict yourself, when we're talking about weapons, mastercraft upwards if you like. I mean, once this box is full with weapons, you just want to switch them out for the better ones. That's what you find them for. And now that they have the deep sea loot crates out there, you get mastercraft and upwards pretty easily. So, this one is fur, flak and riot armor. Because, let's face it, what do you need the rest for? The flak is expensive and not really that much better. No, the riot is expensive and not really that much better than the flak, so yeah, it's up to you what you want. I usually have fur and flak in there. Everything I find in drops, everything that's better than just primitive standard, which you can craft on your own. blueprints, armor blueprints, saddles, saddle blueprints, you guessed right. You find those in drops as well, so just put them in there. And this one is paint. All the lovely paint that I have in my box down there under the stairs will go in here. I mean, 45 is enough to put all the colors in here, at least one stack, and then your favorite colors, you can have more than just one stack in here. And then we have our own box for charcoal, which we need for the cooker and for gunpowder and all of that stuff. We have our recipes, well, bookshelf, so the recipes for the cooker, like your brews and stews, will go in here. That leaves a lot of room. You can put other stuff in here. There's for sure some event stuff coming up that you might want to put in there as well. And these are just auxiliaries. So basically what I do is this is skins, hat skins, like the nerdy glasses, or the Alpha Rex trophy skins and all of that. Dino costumes from the events. And we have dino hat and saddle skins, also from the events mostly. That's the storage. Great. I will name them, I will walk through here next episode maybe and just show them to you so you can see that I've done that. Now, up here, I'm gonna need to place those crop lots. Running a little bit out of time with all the crafting and showing around, so we're gonna do that next episode. That's what we're gonna start off with. Let's just have a quick look at our storage here and see what's actually coming towards us. We're going to place a couple of these ceilings so we can walk backwards, placing these without falling off. Make sure that they're all straight. This is what we put in there. I gathered those from the swamp. Might put one or two of those lamps outside. I'm not quite sure about that yet. And we're going to place the remaining refining forges as a temporary forge solution down there in that square. So we're gonna make a U-shaped circle. You just run in there or park your dinosaur in front of it so that the head bobs up and down, so you can just look up, press E, grab all your stuff, and then turn around and fill all those forges. I named the Yankee. I forgot that. Thanks for reminding me. It tamed out as a 169, so not necessarily a perfect tame, but good enough, definitely. I mean, it's doing its job. Gotta level up. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of that later. And that's pretty much it for this episode, I'd say. Let's have a look. What does it look like? I think that looks pretty awesome. You might have noticed I didn't come up. I wanted to show you what the lights look like in Stark. Those work. They don't glare at you, but you do see that this is lit up, right? Quite a bit of it, actually. That's those 4 lights up that we placed there, those spotlights. Yeah, that's that. So, let me zoom in. Seriously, I need turbo mouse wear something mod. Okay, now let's come up. Hi. That's it for today, folks. If you liked the video, like the video. Subscribe for more. Leave a comment if you feel like it. Don't forget to enjoy yourselves. See you soon.